Welcome back to Piss Jug, everybody. I'm Monochrome Sweatsuit, and I'm joined again with Bruther Brown and Hobbs. Brother Brown's spinning out of control, man. What's going on?
Turbulence. Big turbulence.
Now, listeners and viewers of the podcast know Brother Brown usually opens up in song with some kind of incantation about piss. Now, today's a disruption. We're doing it different. He is getting the song delivered to him here at the top of the episode. We have a brand new song that you're going to be live adapting and finding the part you want to extrapolate for piss.
Okay.
So for our first segment today, guys, Limp Bizkit has got a new song. A new one.
God damn.
It's a new one. It's called Out of Style. And it has been about 20 years plus since their heyday.
It's been.
Did either of you guys ever own a Limp Bizkit CD?
Yep.
Yeah, I did too.
$3 bill and significant other.
Those are the two to have.
Yep.
And some people like the hot dog water one.
Oh, yeah, I had that one. Chocolate Starfish. Yep, I had that one.
Downloaded a lot of songs from Napster.
This is peak Napster.
Fred was a big supporter of.
Did you have Nookie.mp3?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe I had Nook. I can't remember which ones I had.
Did you rock the George Michael cover of Faith?
I think I rocked that one a couple times.
So
get the fuck out. Fuck you.
They are gonna make another run at ROCKDOM, at Rock and Rolldom, and we're gonna listen to their newest effort called Out of Style and get some live reacts. So let's go.
We cannot change the past, but we can start today to make a better tomorrow.
If that's a Jamarcus Russell Raiders jersey, I'm already pissed.
Hit it.
I've been asking for something.
Holy shit.
While I'm asking for nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna be real.
Is it gonna change?
They're old now. This solidified it for me. These guys are old. And that's okay. I'm not young myself, but
It's
guys,
time to rock this motherfucker, cause I'm always out of style. Never change my style, cause my style is kinda fresh.
okay.
Yeah.
So they have a Tom Cruise deep fake. That's a Tom Cruise deep fake who's in front of a garage with a Vladimir Putin deep fake. And then we have Zelensky's back here DJing.
Kim Jong.
Is that Kim Jong playing drums?
Yep.
And then, yeah, we've got Xi playing bass, the Chinese leader Xi. And then who is that? We got Joe Biden on the electric guitar, as played by Wes Borland, who we roasted on this show very recently for suing his ex for defamation of character.
Super like Tom Morello riff,
I wouldn't
too.
have noticed
Yeah.
the face, like with the hair different like that.
Yeah, he looks like he plays a Modest
You're
Mouse
good.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he so all right. We'll let a little bit more of this play. I'm gonna go ahead and jump back a little bit because I don't want to give it full oxygen. But yeah, let's see this part here.
On the same team, on the motherfucking same team. If we ain't, then we nothing, Damn, got serious for a second. I would say delirious for the record. Looking back as a skeptic, why is there a cross hanging from my necklace? When's it gonna change?
This
Sick.
this
Sick.
there's a lot going on
good.
here. Like, okay, all right. So first of all, look at Joe Biden on Wes Borland.
Man, it's like they all realized how stupid they looked, so they were like, you know what? Let's just put stupider people's faces over our faces,
Well, check this
so
out.
that they don't know how stupid we look. They just know how stupid
It'll
they look,
offset
but
the
no
stupid.
one knows.
Check this out, though. Look, it looks like the Biden thing faded, and look, that's just Wes Borland, just standing there. Everyone else's deep fake is still working.
without blackface.
Yeah, you almost didn't recognize him with his usual blackface attire that he rolls into town with. Never gets called out for it, but here he is in Fred Durst style. All right, now,
without blackface,
man,
that exists.
he is really pushing it with everything here already because one, everyone here is wearing shorts and he's not. If everyone in the band's gonna wear shorts, I don't know. You gotta maybe commit. You all gotta wear shorts. You can't be the one guy not wearing shorts. No one looks like they dressed up for a music video. This looks like they're just a thing they had to do that day. You know, there's nothing special about it. It's all in the deep fake.
What's the cardboard cutout?
That is Fabio.
Okay.
That's Fabio. Let's jump a little
Yeah.
further.
Good eye, man. You with the eyes.
I'm on it tonight.
What is it with you?
I'm on fire.
Can't see.
Fell off the bike. Beer bong.
It's time to rock a small fucker, cause I'm always out of style. Never change my style, cause my style is kinda fresh. You bitches asking for a sound check. Check 1, 2, bitch. You barely touch the ground yet. Choke up on your bounce game. Coming down the mountain. Copycat, you lucky that I let you hang around me. Check 3, 4, Bizkit out there on the bounty. In the war zone, got these campers all around me. Fresh.
All right. So, oh God, get out of there. Thoughts, y'all. What are your thoughts on what we just?
I can't wait for the album. I cannot wait.
That was fucking bullshit.
So, can I ask both y'all something? So let's say I bought into their vibe that they had, where they're like, we're going to deep fake a bunch of nefarious world leaders. Okay, let me look up here. We've got Xi, the leader of China. We've got Kim over there from North Korea. We've got Vladimir Putin with access to a nuclear arsenal. And then you've got Zelensky. How does that fit into that cast of characters? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, most people these days don't even know who Monica Lewinsky is.
Oh, man.
That's good.
That was good. Hook shot. A little hook shot. Yeah, no, that honestly would have been a really good angle for her to reemerge during this time, is for her to do a Vanity Fair cover of her and Zelensky. Lewinsky talks Zelensky. And they just dish and talk about things, all kinds of things. But what did you think of the song? What did you think of the video?
It kind of sounds like normal Limp Bizkit, so they did that well.
At first, I thought you were showing us something that was like a cover of Limp Bizkit, and I was like, well, they did a pretty good job of making it sound like Limp Bizkit. But yeah, that was trash.
I don't understand the video really.
I don't understand the need for deep fake
Is
stuff.
Tom Cruise
I
supposed to be
think
the
my
dad?
explanation, though, covers that completely. They didn't want to look like stupid idiots themselves, which they knew they looked like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they were like, let's go ahead and put stupider idiots over our faces.
Is it stupid at this point to be over 40 and be like, yeah, I'm in a rock band?
With like a DJ in the band? Yeah.
Maybe so.
We just did this cool new video where we used deep fake technology to play as a rock band of world leaders in the garage. We did the whole thing in one of the bandmates' garages, actually.
Have they always had a DJ stand in for the show? Okay.
Yeah.
I just can't remember, I guess.
Well, there's a thing, too, about using someone, when you use Zelensky's head on someone that's that body size and shape, all I see is the guy from Smash Mouth, even though I know that Zelensky. Look at his look. Doesn't that get you just see the guy from Smash Mouth?
Tearing up the stage.
So this is the new Limp Bizkit, and I wanted to get the real, honest, raw feedback from you guys because this was edgy rock at a point. Limp Bizkit at a point in time was on the outer fringes.
As edgy as it got.
Oh.
Yeah. And it has now kind of been retired to what I refer to as county fair metal. When you're waiting in line for the pirate ship, this is one of the bands you want to hear playing. That's one of the times, like, there's a place for bands like Kid Rock and Korn and Limp Bizkit in my world.
County fair.
County fair. If I'm at the county fair and I hear any Korn or Kid Rock, I'm like, hell yeah, this is where I need to hear that. This is actually the appropriate venue where Ba With a Ba makes a lot of sense when I'm about to get on the zipper.
They just put a fresh round of corn dogs in the fryer.
Oh, man.
Some funnel cakes.
I one time got burned by a girl with a cigarette at the county fair. Speaking of, there was
On purpose?
Yes. So basically, there were people. There was a church at the Cumming City Fair, and
Cumtown.
They were handing out fake $20 bills, and they would fold them when they'd hand them out. And some there were 20s and 5s, and when you would unfold it, it was a fake dollar bill with a prayer in the middle, and it was inviting you to their church. So all the middle schoolers, we didn't read that shit. We just saw a fold of bills and we're running right to the ticket stand to go do it. So I was doing like everyone else, trying to buy the tickets, and I didn't pay attention to anyone in front of me. Got to the front of the line. They didn't take my money because, I mean, they could have just busted me for counterfeit or the church, right?
What if that was your first charge?
So there was a girl in my school that I thought was really pretty, and she smoked, and she smoked early. But during this moment, I became immediate. She was no longer pretty after this moment. I was frustrated in the moment, and I was like, God damn it. She heard me say, God damn it, and like stopped her cigarette and just burned it on me for swearing in front of her. Yeah, because she was very religious. So the whole 360 of that situation, take from that what you will. But if Limp Bizkit played while that was happening, doesn't it seem more appropriate?
You might have then, like, I don't know how you reacted, but if Limp Bizkit was playing, you might have just been like,
just brush it off.
Yeah, played it off cool. Been like,
what kind of cigarette was it?
I had probably like a Marlboro. It was a pretty grown cigarette.
Okay.
Yeah. This was pre-Clove era, which that's now a bygone era.
It really is.
The Clove era. That's truly a different time. You couldn't,
gone.
Cloves.
Couldn't go to any Starbucks.
So like a campfire when you're smoking those.
Yeah.
Disgusting. Well,
speaking of a time gone by, we're going to jump into our next story, but I'm going to wait before I jump to the thumbnail here because it's a good one. We talked a little before the podcast about this guy. I'm talking about Jerry O'Connell. Okay, Jerry O'Connell, everybody, was a 90s film star. He was the proto Bradley Cooper while having a little Brendan Fraser height and stupor. And that was kind of his look. That's his calling card.
80s guy, 90s guy.
90s guy.
90s
guy. And the reason all this is important is a little past his prime, but he wanted to remind his wife. His wife is Rebecca Romaine, formerly Rebecca Romaine Stamos, used to be married to John Stamos when he was Uncle Jesse and Uncle Jesse and the Rippers.
Same.
Yes. So Rebecca Romaine, she got divorced. She went and did X-Men. She became an X-Men character. She was Mystique and just crushed it as that. But then what she did is she got with Jerry O'Connell, and what he wanted to do was prove to the world he's still young and sexy in his mind. So he did a Magic Mike performance with her.
Dope.
Yeah, buddy. It kind of looks like a weird combination of the guy from Ozark. It's like his head.
Jason Bateman.
Yeah, is like put on Tobey Maguire's body. Just like
or Willem Dafoe's body.
Yeah, just slapped on there. So
Willem Dafoe's body.
For those that aren't familiar, Rebecca Romaine down here is like a supermodel. So literally, formerly one of the world's most beautiful women, and this is Jerry O'Connell is on top of her, refusing to age gracefully. Do y'all want to see the performance?
Black jeans.
Do you think he premeditated this with the club?
Oh, this was a performance on TV, brother.
Oh, okay.
Hell yeah, let's see it.
Y'all want to do it? Let's do it.
Go ahead.
You can have whatever you want.
Jerry's Take It Off on the Talk birthday. I don't understand what's happening.
Are they doing Pony? Yep, they're doing Pony. Look how old he is, dude.
We came here for a special purpose.
What the fuck? This looks like a deep fake again. Looks like a deep fake. I don't know why. Dude.
This is gonna live rent free in my head, dude. He's late on all the moves, literally all of them. All right, so what do we think about that?
Where's the part where he straddles?
I guess
Mystique?
that may have been off camera, but I like this. I like this with like I like some of these still shots. Yeah, like that. That's a power shot right there.
I mean, if I get to see Rebecca remain a little bit, then I'm okay with it. But it was just all that guy.
Dude, look at his fingers.
Dad bod.
He's doing the guns. Come on, dude.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful because he's not in awful shape here. He looks fine, but
if ladies are screaming for this guy right now, then I'm not doing that bad, I guess.
look at all the dancers around him. Did you see the part where they all took their shirts off?
Yeah.
Like that's my favorite part is because like every one of them are trying to act more modest.
Yeah.
So that, but like, watch, one of them passively breathes and he has more muscle passively than he does. Watch this. Watch. He's like, better not breathe too hard. And then he actually breathes. You're like, oh shit, he's actually ripped. And he's like, better get out of the camera view. And he did. Because they were like, we cannot have washboard abs in the same shot as him. They don't want to do that because this is his talk performance for his wife wearing red shoes with Skechers soles. Look at the bottom of those shoes, dude.
Yeah.
This looks like a Gap store manager trying to be sexy on lunch break.
It's orientation for all the new employees, and this is what happens.
Hey, so I moonlight with another gig. Mind if I just show you a little real quick?
I hate the Genuine remix too.
That song's been bastardized. It
really
is.
has.
It is the sexy running up that hill of this time, to where it just gets made to be meaningless through repetition. But if you guys were cruising through daytime TV and you came across that, would you watch the whole thing? Because for me, the answer is definitely yes. I think he was in Jerry Maguire. I think this guy might have been Jerry Maguire. Y'all.
What time of the day does this show come on to talk?
If I came
Like
across
noon?
this, instantly the channel is changed.
This is like one of the most absurd
Unless
things.
Rebecca Romijn is in the shot.
She's there. Look.
In which case, well,
Look,
she's only in the shot for like 3 seconds. If I tuned in at the moment that I saw Rebecca Romijn, I'd be like, oh, maybe I'll tune in for this for like a few seconds. But then I see that guy with the dad bod, and I'm moving it on. And this is probably what? This is probably 2000.
No, this was recent, dude.
This was yesterday.
Oh, really?
Doesn't that change all of it?
This is probably 12, 13 years ago.
Maybe, you're maybe right. Maybe I just stay on the channel.
It's
at that point.
It's insane. He's way too old to be doing this. Like, that's the part I'm curious about. What caused him to be like, you know what? I'm 49. It's time for me to get on talk show, daytime television, and do a genuine cover of Pony.
I'm in my prime. 49.
Good God Almighty! So yeah, that's a little bit of the insanity that's been going on daytime television. There's been a lot of it lately.
God.
Yeah, and this is just like one of my favorite things. And can I show you something else now, just on the heels of this?
Yeah.
So we just watched a man try to be sexy with, let's call it a spring break lifeguard's body. He's, that's a realistic build for a lifeguard. I believe he could swim.
Yeah.
Okay.
Swimmer's bod.
Let's compare it to Physical 100, okay?
Here we go.
우리는 성별, 나이, 인종의 구분 없이 가장 완벽한 피지컬을 탐구하기 위해 여러분을 초대했습니다.
재밌게 해봅시다.
열심히 하겠습니다.
Nothing on Jerry O'Connell's ass. They're straddling the chair. Look at this. These people are slamming in water. They're hanging from the ceiling. Which, by the way, I'm going to ruin it.
All of them, 49 years old. That's the craziest part.
Minimum age, point of entry. So this challenge, just so y'all know what you're looking at, the first thing, they get 100 people, 100 fit people that are celebrities of some sort in Korea, and they get them in a room, and they break them into two groups of 50. What you're looking at is one of the groups of 50, and they make them all grab a cage, and then they just lift it to the ceiling, and they have to hang on for as long as they can, and the floor opens up, and there's a swimming pool underneath.
There's some folks already down there in the foggy pool.
Yep, there's 6 already fell. There's 3 down here, and then there's a few over here. 44 hanging.
They just have to hang out down there once they fall.
And watch and see. Now, what is your over-under for the longest hang time? What do you think?
Oh, with some of these fit bastards, I gotta think they're hanging on for like 2 hours or more.
No. Damn. I promise it's nothing that long.
Really? Oh, okay.
Because they're not allowed. Here's the deal. They're not allowed to like throw anything of their leg or hip up on the hinge that their arms are hanging from. So they can.
Okay.
They can hang with their hands like this. They can hang with their hands like this. They can throw an arm under a leg and clasp their own hand, but they can't like throw their leg over the rail.
Okay, so what, like 20 minutes?
That's closer to the neighborhood.
Okay.
Best time here was 18.
Okay.
18 minutes, and it was a guy in the military. Second place was a national gymnast.
Makes sense.
Obviously, I've seen Physical 100, and the reason I bring this up, it's a better show than Jerry O'Connell on the Talk. But that's still a good show, Jerry O'Connell on the Talk. It wasn't bad TV if we're being real. But do you want to see a little more of Physical 100? Let's take maybe a little more look. Yeah, here we go. How high can contestants humanly jump? Now, the version on Netflix, there's overdubs that would say stuff like this right now. Hold on, I'm going to try an overdub. We did not know how high he could jump. He said I could jump this high. You could probably add more. I think I could do more. Watch this.
I bet I can front flip off of this now.
Watch this move now. His name is Miracle, by the way. I could jump up this. This is no problem.
Not high right now.
Maybe we should add a few more mats. Let's add some more mats.
Is it like the real world when they're not competing? They're just in the house together and there's
they all
turmoil?
just hang out and talk shit.
They're I think right now, this is the new episode. I gotta watch. I haven't seen this part yet.
Still not that high.
I don't know if I'd be able to vertical jump that. That's pretty high for me. It's like almost my sternum.
It's getting there. Now we're really getting there. Now we're talking.
All right.
If you can do that kind of shit, then you're like a super athlete.
Okay, here we go.
제가 다리 힘도 가장 센 부위이긴 한데.
Bro, man.
Jerry O'Connell ain't got shit on that, bro. He just jumped 120 centimeters flat jump to get on top of something.
That's a lot.
So, Jerry O'Connell, if you could do that, then I think you could do the
He
talk.
doesn't have the quads for that kind of shit.
No, man. Those
Look
quads.
at the quads on that guy. He's a quad father.
So, remember I told you someone held the longest that was like 18 minutes? Believe it or not, that was this person.
This guy right here?
Right here.
Little guy, yeah.
Little
The
one.
little guy over there, yeah, because he doesn't have to hold up as much weight.
So, yeah, this show is really something. It's got me completely captivated.
I'm into it.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to do a full deep dive, but the one with the English overdubs is really where it's at, okay? But let's watch one more jump. Let's watch Iron Man
I like
jump.
the camaraderie here, rather than a bunch of... They don't seem like they're being assholes to each other. I think Fran was saying kind of earlier. Is this what she was talking about?
Very supportive of one another on this show. Yeah, that was. That's like almost jumping over me. That's close. 126 centimeters.
Yeah, like why don't we all just have a party and let's just have a good time instead of
Let's all jump together.
a bunch of fucking bitching at each other and throwing shit and acting like assholes.
I like the idea of getting parties together where you take turns
Party,
trying
man.
to jump over someone eventually. Where you're like, come over, we're going to jump over Darrett. And I just made up a name that I've never heard before, Darrett.
Darrett.
Yeah, Darrett.
Like Garrett and Darren mixed together.
Now this is seriously impressive if you can jump that high.
That's taller than me.
You're jumping from a standstill. You don't get to do a step, a drop step, and then jump. There's jumping from standstill.
I don't know if he'll make it, but he might. I don't know. That's crazy.
Exploding. You've got to explode. You've got to reach down low and explode. Look at the explosion.
Oh, they make you wait. Yeah, they make you wait. They make you wait. This guy right here.
We're cutting that out.
This is a MMA. Oh no! You know why we can't cut that out? That's what they do on the show. They you don't see the resolution
cliffhanger.
every episode. They know what they're doing.
Smart.
They know what they're doing. This guy right here is a MMA fighter in one championship, and he's highly respected in the Korean world. And at one point in the show, where they're supposed to wrestle over a medicine ball, the guy that's competing against him is like, "With much due honor and respect, I would like to just fist fight you." And they just put the medicine ball down and they just have a straight up fist fight.
Damn.
In the middle of the show, right there.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly.
Okay.
So take it from me, Physical 100, not a bad use of time. Jerry O'Connell stripping on the talk as Magic Mike, also not a bad use of time. I'm not going to say one's better than the other, but I like this one more. Okay?
Me too.
I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
I'm plugged
Well,
up.
moving on, we got to switch gears to something a little different.
I fought the weather today, and the weather won, folks. So
Keep it in.
Yeah.
I got to plug up for a second.
Keep it plugged.
Stay plugged in. Well, can I ask you guys? I know that this one's going to be a little new for Hobbs, but I know Brother Brown knows a little about this. Both you guys. I'm talking about BTK. I'm talking about Dennis Rader.
That's what he looks like?
Yes.
What the fuck?
I know. So, Hobbs.
Looks like the dad on the 70s show, kind of.
It does. It's a Red Foreman hard.
Red Foreman hard.
Yeah.
Hard Foreman.
The bad guy from RoboCop.
So, Hobbs, do you know who this guy is?
The bad guy from Robo.
I do not.
So Dennis Rader is a serial killer known as BTK that had a killing spree in the 70s and going into the 80s as well. I think he had a couple crimes in the 90s, but was largely off the radar of law enforcement. And in the early 2000s, when we were in high school, he fucked up and he went on his local church's computer and started writing letters to the FBI to taunt them that he was thinking of making a comeback. So as smart as he was, and for all the years he went without getting caught, he didn't understand what metadata was. So he sent floppy disks to the FBI with these notes on it, and they were like, thanks, bud. And they just traced the metadata, and they found out what church it was from. So he went to go check his mail one day in 2004, and he walked out to the edge of the mailbox, and it was like the full force of the federal government waiting on him like, hey, bud. So that being said, he is now being tied to a missing persons case from 1976. This is important because he's only been, I think, formally charged with 5 or 6 murders, but he's suspected of doing way more.
He's been set free since 76?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is just an additional crime that would corroborate a little more of people that died in circumstances. Now, I got to mention this. Hobbs, do you know what BTK means?
You said
Blood tantric. I'm just kidding. That's not what it is.
Blood tantric kink.
boners.
Yeah.
I don't know.
In today's term.
Boners is the first one, though, for sure.
Boners.
There's no question about it. It's boners.
Bind, torture, kill.
All right, close. I was close.
So, bind, torture, kill. He would write. Hold on. If I type in BTK wiki, what it'll do is take you to
Domino'sPizza.com.
This is it. Okay, he's got 2 kids. First of all, he's got 2 kids. He is held in.
That guy's looking rough in that picture right there. Zoom in on that. Can I get a zoom in on this?
He's currently 77 years old.
Bro.
Yeah. He's in Kansas currently.
Jesus Christ.
He has an associate's degree from Butler County Community College of Wichita State University. So do you want to know something really creepy? Here's his penalty, by the way. Life imprisonment without parole for 175 years.
10 consecutive life sentences.
I want to ask both of y'all, and it's going to make you feel a little unsettled. What do you think his day job was?
Teacher?
Yeah, I'm getting like an educational
looks
vibe
like
from
teacher.
him.
He installed home security systems.
Okay.
So he knew how to get in and out of people's houses real easy. He also was a animal control person that could not control his temper, and he killed people's animals sometimes and didn't give a shit about it. So, yeah, he had a lot of sexual sadism, and here's the reason why I wanted to show this to everyone. It's a big deal that this guy is being busted. Yeah, he worked for ADT Security Services from 1974 to 1988 during the span of the killings.
Ass, dick, and titties.
ETK, ADT.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's great. I wonder if like when he was at work one day, he was like,
I'm sorry.
He's like, they've got 3 letters. I need my own 3-letter thing. I wonder if he literally said that in his own head at a point with ADT. I wish. He was also a Cub Scout leader. Okay. Yeah.
Those are always pretty weird people.
His wife was granted an emergency divorce because she found out he was a serial killer. So lawyers were like, "Yeah, you can get divorced fast this time.
We'll expedite this for you."
We'll let this one go." Well,
Never heard of that emergency divorce.
It's pretty bad. He started his murders, we believe, in 74, and he committed a lot between 74 and 77. So this one in 76 that they're talking about, this is right in the peak of the spree, guys. This is one they could have left out. And they're talking about Cynthia Kinney is who they think they are able to pin the death on, okay? So she disappeared under mysterious circumstances. They're charging Rader with it. They think that he has connection to the scene. His confession, which we'll watch a little bit of in a moment, is one of the most remorseless things you've ever heard in your life. Like, it's a person with nothing left. But I wanted to show you something first before we do. The Polaroids. This is literally one of the most famous things if you type in BTK. I'm not about to show you dead bodies, so don't think that I am. I'm not about to show you pictures of victims. I'm not about to show you any of that. What I'm about to show you are pictures of what Dennis used to do when his wife and kids would leave the house. So let's say like the wife and kids would be like, "Hey, we're going to go to grandma's." He's like, "All right, see you in a little bit." And then he would set up photo shoots. Get out of here. I don't want none of that. Get that out of there. He would set up photo shoots with himself where he would put on a mask and wigs and he would bind himself to chairs and wear makeup. And this picture's from 1991, where after he had already committed a crime shortly around then. Here's another picture where he buried himself in dirt and put pantyhose on his head. Yeah.
What is happening?
This is what he did when the wife and kids were out of the house. This is one of the stranger ones. He set up a rope in the backyard hanging from a tree, and he managed to get himself in one of his wife's dresses, some pantyhose, some duct tape, some rope, and what appears to be a mask on his head with tape over it, and his arms tied behind his back.
Is the idea here that you...
It is gnarly album art.
You're the guy who gets off on this shit. Do you take this picture and then you go and then you take the picture and like look at it and jerk off to it?
Yes.
I guess.
Yes. That's what he does. That's part of it.
Respect. Not hurting anybody, right?
Well, and then he did these things.
Not until later, right?
Although he did hurt.
He would do these things that are really crazy.
Whoa.
He would make little miniatures that relate to something of the crime scene that only someone that was there would know. So this is an awful depiction.
This is weird.
Yeah, man.
It's weird.
He would do bondage artwork. So he would draw these sketches. And so it's interesting that this is happening now. He would write letters to the media. Yeah. So he would write this stuff out and he wanted to try and, I think, taunt the police like, kind of like Zodiac. He was trying to do one of those.
On some of this?
I'm trying my best to. It's very,
Sorry.
It's as close as it'll let me get.
Was Zodiac before BTK?
Yes. Yes, Zodiac. So I do believe he was trying to prove he was on the level of a Zodiac, except for that he didn't know what metadata was. So he got caught from a floppy disk, which undermines, in my mind, all of your efforts. So yeah, this is an interesting thing. It's 1976. If we can pin the crime on him, a few more people can maybe find final piece. It's very strange when you scroll through and see all this stuff. The cereal box. Yeah. He placed a cereal box with the words bomb and BTK in the bed of a pickup truck at Home Depot. The owner of the truck didn't give the box much thought when he tossed it in the trash, but BTK was hoping the item would bring panic to the community.
Jesus.
I love it. So it's just like, get this shit out of here. Like,
sick bastard.
Can we look at the artwork and see? Can we look at this closely? Would you guys be freaked out about anything on here?
No, I'd be like, whose fucking shithead kid put this in my truck? Look at that writing. It's terrible.
And it's lazy. It's lazy. Does it look like they were going to write something else with pre and then they just gave up?
Yeah, maybe it did. Yeah, maybe it continues, but that looks
Pre-com.
terrible. BTK pre.
And then bomb special. BTK never used bombs. So why this far into your murder career, you're like, you know what I could do now to really shake them up? I'll threaten a bomb. So I hope that he goes down for the count for this one, guys. It's enough. Enough's enough. People saw the Dahmer series. They're ready to cast someone to play Raider before too long. Who's y'all's pick to play Raider? Or should I let you hear his voice before I ask you that?
Rip Torn.
I'm gonna say John C. Reilly.
Nice.
Pretty good.
Who you got, Brother Brown?
I still got the guy from the 70s show.
Yeah, that's a solid one. Let's listen to his. This is his confession.
All right, Mr. Rader.
Just a part of it.
I need to find out more information. On that particular day, the 15th day of January, 1974, can you tell me where you went to kill Mr. Joseph Otero?
I think it's 1834, Edgemore.
All right. Can you tell me approximately what time of day you went there?
Somewhere between 7 and 7:30.
This particular location, did you know these people?
No, that's no, that was part of my, I guess my what you call fantasy. These people were selected.
All right, so you.
He's talking about it like he's picking out goddamn paint colors at Home Depot. No, we don't need the eggshell white. We were kind of looking more at the periwinkle blue.
What was he consulting the person about? Like how to pronounce or say what he was trying to say? Or something?
There's certain elements of him, how he says something can incriminate him in a way where sometimes he has to ask if he can take the fifth.
Oh, I thought at this point he was just like, I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to say whatever the fuck, and it doesn't matter if I incriminate myself any further.
Well, here, if he says something in a certain way, the judge hasn't done final judgment. So, like, this is his confession in court, and he, by all means, still has a long time to make things worse for himself. And we'll spare the pissers the full watch. This is a 46-minute confession.
I like that freeze right there.
I was in the house at that time.
All right, when you went into the house, what happened then?
Well, I confronted the family, pulled a pistol, confronted Mr. Otero, and asked him to, that I was there to basically, I was wanted. wanted to.
I want him to
get the
tutor
car
my son Eric. He's doing
hungry
really
food that
bad
we
in
wanted.
math. And he's always down in that goddamn basement with his friends.
This is like when I look at this guy and I think about the modern day and age, I do believe really scary in the 70s and 80s for this guy to show up in your house when probably not as many people in America own guns yet. There was a lot of things. I'm trying to imagine this dude busting into a house in 2023 trying to pull this off. They'd be like, I'm here and I've determined I'm ready for your family to go into the room and then I'm going to do a sex and murder tortures thing for me. He would have already been shot by the 11-year-old that was just playing with a gun for the fuck of it.
Yep, with an AR.
Yeah. So, more broad question here. I brought BTK up because it's a classic serial killer case from '76. This case from '76. We've done a serial killer roundup on this show for our Halloween episodes. Do we even need to factor this guy in next Halloween when it rolls around? Because there's something about, I don't know, there's something about him and his case where, I don't know, it's kind of despicable, his whole deal, and he's kind of a weirdo. I don't know, who would we bracket him with?
I don't know. I don't know too many other ones that we didn't use.
You're the serial killer mastermind guy. You know about all of them.
With BTK, this is just such a weird case because, like, you know, you always think of serial killers being pretty terrifying, like the boogeymen. They're pretty scary. And you look at this guy, and this is like, fuck, I hope he's not my chemistry teacher. Like, that's the feeling you get from this guy. Who plays him in a movie?
This guy here, though, I think it has to be Rip Torn. Like, look at that.
I'm going to throw one out there, and it's doing this guy a favor. Bryan Cranston.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That is really good, yeah.
It's a very small
and it
transition from
definitely
Walter
does.
White. You know, just go from kingpin to murderer.
Does do him a
Pretty
favor.
simple.
And then you have him incarcerated, and then he gets a new cellmate that's like, yo, bitch. It's Aaron Paul.
We got Aaron Paul showing up.
Bob Odenkirk
What
is
does
the
it
lawyer.
say- What does it say about society, though, that we all think that when we see a person like this, yeah, he was an educator, or he was a tutor, or he was a cowboy, a Cub Scout guy?
I don't know. It's
whatever.
a look. It's a
Like,
look.
why is that?
We've all had this teacher before. I think
We
that's
have
why.
these sick fucks in charge of our kids.
Get him away from these kids.
Get them away from our kids.
Yeah, the whole deal with him that just makes him suck from all angles is the stuff about killing people's animals when he worked for animal control. That's pretty
fuck that.
pretty gnarly. But
He has dead eyes too. Look at his eyes when he talks.
he's
Well, there he looks interested there, but
At that time, I tied him up.
tied him up.
no, that time I tied him up. Sorry, that's not what I did that time, bud.
Butthole.
So BTK, be in charge. We're gonna move on and get past him, but that still frame's pretty good, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, that's still
The guy in
frame.
the back's my favorite.
He's back there, just like, I don't know. I
Yeah,
think
look at that
right
guy.
now he feels better
That
about
guy is
the
doing
glasses to facial hair exchange. He's coming out on top here compared to this guy, who looks like he's got you know, like the game you play when you're a kid that's got like the magnetic pin, and you do the beard on the guy,
Yeah.
and you put the hair on him. This looks like a shitty, worn out version of a goatee.
I think it's called like Wooly Willy.
Yes, thank you, Wooly Willy. Yeah,
That guy in the back, though, he's also doing some weird shit with pictures and tying shit up and stuff. You can tell.
He like develops photos and keeps them.
He's
for
only
himself.
there to just kind of take notes on this whole situation.
How
and
can I
just
do it
avoid-
better?
How can I avoid
Yeah.
ending up here?
Yeah, he just looks like a not good dude all around, and we're gonna get away from him because he doesn't need to be around us anymore. And you know, back to Limp Bizkit. Now, folks, we are recording this podcast on the same night as UFC 284 Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski, the 2 pound for pound best fighters in the world right now. And it prompted me to want to ask you guys a question. Outside of MMA in the circumstance we're going to see tonight, what are other categories of a pound for pound best in the world that you want to see duke it out? Any topic.
You had some good ones earlier.
I can't think of anything like a one-on-one kind of contest, but when I was a kid, I always used to think it would be great to see like Jordan go up against Larry Bird or like Magic and the Lakers, but Jordan was a little after their time. But man, that would be cool to see Jordan go up against those guys. Some of those great teams back in the
So we got
90s.
basketball mono.
Yeah.
I like basketball. That one
Or
that
like
one's
era team versus era team.
Yeah. Any kind of era team thing, you can do all kinds of different cool matchups.
I like the idea of floating. Skateboarding has like gotten really crazy in 30 years specifically.
Yeah,
So
we were talking about that. Like, you couldn't do a skateboarding matchup from an old school skateboarder to a new school.
They'd get destroyed.
They'd get their ass kicked because it's evolved so
How you
much.
flip the board around like that?
Basketball and football have evolved in certain ways too. So like, it's different in that too. What were you gonna say?
well, the thing with skateboarding too is like kind of the point you guys were just making. If you look in past decades of the people that were like at the high end that could do like the craziest tricks, what that vocabulary of stuff is changed a lot from decade to decade. Like in the late 80s, if you could throw a 360 flip, you were in a minority. That is a basic trick now.
If you had that in your trick book, you were onto something. Now it's like if you don't have that in your trick book, you're fucked.
Every 12-year-old has that now. And they can do it forward, backwards, switch them with their hands in their pockets on TikTok. So, like, it's like the most demoralizing time to try and do something like that if you're watching constantly people just crushing it, doing back better. But that being said, I'd like to see something equal where neither person has a clear advantage. I'd like to take a street skateboarder and a vert skateboarder and both make them go in a downhill race.
What about music?
Okay. I like this
a music battle?
Yeah.
I like this. I like this for the idea of you could put people in circumstances where there is just opposite of what they do. Like take a classical musician, first chair, can sight read anything, play anything in the world, and then you drop them into the middle of a bluegrass revival.
Yep.
And you just
That's
see
what I'm
what
talking about.
happens. You know?
Different world entirely.
Taking a sushi chef into an ice cream store and saying, what can you do with this? And I'm just kidding. That's a real thing. They roll ice cream like sushi. I really want it. I want to try it.
It happens.
I would, I guess culinary is what I'm really trying to say there. I would lean culinary.
Yeah. That's
Culinary
smart.
battles, one-on-one culinary battles.
Am I just describing reality TV of the past 20 years?
Pretty much. Yeah. We're about to get there.
I think there's a lot of this already out there I'm describing. Well, either way, I would get into it. Well, yeah, we're here in just a little bit. The main event is approaching. We're going to be watching Islam Makhachev, Alexander Volkanovski battle it out. That'll be exciting. We're going to yell very loud at the screen together. It's going to be fun.
The yelling, the screaming.
Yeah, the yelling and the screaming. It's going to be absolutely
The gnashing of teeth.
It's going to be awesome. And yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. And we make sure you also check out our Patreon episode this week. We're going to be reviewing some Smashing Pumpkins. We're going to be going into a few stories, but I tell you what, we're getting rated right now.
Does.
We're getting rated right now
There she
by Mo.
goes.
She said your public episode
Is done.
is done. And with that, we're going to wrap up here, guys, and get out of here. We will see you next time here on The Jug. Check out our Patreon episode. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
This is how we do it.